Good afternoon. Welcome back to Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world. Yeah, welcome back, man. A well-earned weekend break. Yes, I enjoyed that with the missus and myself and I and everything else there. But yeah, we've got some transfer news. We have some transfer news. We've got some transfer news, and we've got some incomings, confirmed medical reports, and all that other stuff as well, and maybe some outgoings as well. Yeah, two in, two out. More or less the same. We remain the same. As more things change, the more they stay the same. But join me on the other side of this music intro when we get into all of the two ins, two outs, and also something about some cricket. See you in two takes. Yes, good morning, good evening, afternoon. Welcome back to Cannon Fodder TV, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world. Yeah, transfer, two wins, two outs, and we're more or less the same. But before we get into this one, to you, make sure that you do just click the like button. That's all. It says it there. Just click the like button. That's all you have to do. I'm not asking for anyone to subscribe. Also, coming to the live chat. Coming to the live chat. Come to the live chat and let us know your thoughts about the transfers so far. We're going to be going into the poll that we did last week about marks out of 10 for the transfer window so far. It's never too late to vote. Never too late. But you know what? Without further ado, let's get into the first news segment. So the first news segment, as it will be, as it will ever be, Declan Rice. So as I understand it, Declan Rice is due to have a medical. Yeah, Declan Rice set for Arsenal medical after cutting holidays short to return to London. Arsenal have already agreed a deal to sign West Ham and England, midfielder Declan Rice, and the midfielder has returned to the UK to complete all the formalities of a record-breaking move to the Emirates. Now, Rice is set to undergo his medical ahead of his record-breaking move earlier, cutting his holiday short, like I just mentioned. The West Ham and England midfielder is due to become the most expensive British footballer in history as he edges towards a £105 million transfer to the Emirates Stadium. Arsenal have already agreed a deal with the Hammers after seeing Pep Guardiola's Man City pull out. Yeah, pull out, I say, pull out of the signing there. Do you know what? As I'm just reading this new segment there, what came to mind is, do you remember who was the first £1 million signing? Who was the first £1 million British player? Uh, put your questions in the live chat. Who was the first £1 million British sign to have signed on these shores of England? Yeah, let's see if we can get the grey matters swirling on that one. But yeah, no, Declan Rice is due to complete his medical. That's what I say. And I can hear a lot of you saying, but Alex, you said he wasn't going to sign for Arsenal. You said he's not going to sign for Arsenal. I did say that. I did. And if I'm wrong, because he has not signed anything yet, but if he does sign a contract, then of course I'm going to put my hand up and say, well, yeah, I was wrong. I was wrong. But it's a matter of opinions, isn't it? That was my opinion. And I stuck to it right until the very, very end. I'm no flip flopper over here, man. No flip flopper. Yeah, some of you are flip floppers, but I'm no flip flopper. The flip flops, shoes, and yeah. Anyway, uh, the second news segment, flip floppers. God, dearie me. Now, there's this youngster here. Is that him? Yeah, this youngster. I'm not sure if I got the pronunciation right or wrong. I have no idea. But this youngster here, Arda Güler, told to pull off a Barcelona transfer by Mesut Ozil after Joan Laporta confirmed talks for Fenerbahce won the kid. Um, I have got to do a video on this youngster here. So I'm not going to jump on the bandwagon and tell you anything yet because I haven't done the video. But all I say is there is some connection. There appears to be some kind of connection between Arsenal, I think, Barcelona, and this gentleman here, youngster, I think he's 18 years of age, Arda Güler. And I'm not going to say nothing more than that because I have not done the video. I have not done the video. There are other players who are linked to Arsenal. Yeah, that I still yet to done a video. I mean, I tell you what, it's a bit of a slow start. I was kind of comparing what I did last year to this point in time, and I'm so slow. I'm so slow. But listen, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's not a race. So we're going to take our time. We're going to give the news perspective from our perspective, not from anyone else's perspective, but from our perspective on Canon Freud TV. But yeah, I've not done a video yet. But keep your eyes and ears peeled when it does come live. You don't have to subscribe, but you just kind of check in if you want to on Canon Freud TV. This youngster, Arda Güler. I'm not sure if I got the pronunciation right. Güler. I don't know, man. I don't know. Anyhow, so now we could talk about not so much about the comings, but what about the goings? What about the goings? Yeah, probably two that's been earmarked to leave Arsenal: Thomas Partey and Granit Xhaka. Now, Thomas Partey, while there has been much discussion about the potential new arrivals at Arsenal, the club will also witness the departure of a few key players from the Emirates. Thomas Partey, the Ghanaian captain, could be leaving Arsenal to join City A side Juventus. Initially, there was speculation of Thomas Partey moving to Saudi Arabia, but the defensive midfielder reportedly turned down the opportunity in order to continue playing in Europe. Yeah, albeit outside the Champions League, Juventus, who had shown interest in signing Partey 2 years ago, believes that a fee in the range of 15 to 17 would be more than enough to finalise a deal. Now, according to Sky Sports Italia, personal terms are not an obstacle between Partey and the Italian club, with only the transfer fee left to be settled. Arsenal are eager to complete the deal to avoid losing Partey on a free transfer next summer, the report claims. Take a quick pause on this one. So Thomas Partey, how do I feel about this one? I think, like I said last week, it's a bit it's interesting to see. For me, I've seen Thomas Partey struggling as a defensive midfielder. He's no defensive midfielder. Maybe a box to box, but he's not a defensive midfielder. And now we've got, or it seems like we've got that player coming in, £105 million. That he's coming in as it could have been a double pivot with Thomas Partey and Declan Rice. It seems like Thomas Partey is leaving. It seems like he's going. So what do Arsenal need to do? It's you're stuck between a rock and a hard place because you don't want the player to leave on a free. He's possibly the wrong side of the age profile of an Arsenal player, at least under Mikel Arteta. And yeah, and you see how we have not managed Thomas Partey. He's playing time. We've not managed him, have we? So what do you do with Thomas Partey? Do you keep him for one more season? Do you offer him a contract? What do you do with Thomas Partey? For me, it is a strange one. So what would I do if I was at the helm and I had a decision to make about Thomas Partey? I would keep him at least for one more season and at least have that as an option B. Thomas Partey would be an option B, Declan Rice as an option A. We are going to also, you can see probably the other player we're going to be talking about, Granit Xhaka, but we're not there yet. But yeah, Thomas Partey, what would you do if you had a decision to make about Thomas Partey? Would you keep him? Would you sell him? Would you sell him or would you keep him? I don't know, man. I don't know. And then now, the X-Man, Granit Xhaka, Granit, with the impending arrival of Rice and Havertz already signed from Chelsea, Granit Xhaka is set to join Thomas Partey, apparently. Another Arsenal midfielder leaving. There's early speculation about his departure during the January transfer window. Xhaka, as we know, was persuaded to stay and complete the season by Arteta. However, the Swiss international man now aims to make a move back to the Bundesliga side by Leverkusen, with the Telegraph reporting that two clubs have agreed on a fee in the region of £13 million. The deal appears to be all but finalised, with Arsenal temporarily putting it on hold to ensure they can secure their midfield with the new signing of Declan Rice. For me, it's just a straight decision, to be honest. Granit Xhaka, one good season in 7 is not a good ratio, to be honest. But what a way to leave! Leave on a high, don't leave on a low. I mean, he could have left on low a few seasons ago. And I'm not going to go and entertain that discussion again about what happened there and tend. But yeah, I mean, personally, and it's not because I'm not his greatest fan, but the X-Man should be looking to leave on a high. Leave on a high. You know, I'm not sure whether his wife might have something to say about that, but Granit Xhaka, why not leave on a high? Yeah, I mean, you came from the Bundesliga. If you want, go back to the Bundesliga, but leave Arsenal, not as a legend, a fan favourite towards the latter part of his Arsenal career, yes, but not a legend. But why not leave on a high? Leave on a high. So yeah, you know, the two possible outgoings. Again, a question mark over Thomas Partey. What would you do? What would you do, Thomas Partey? Keep him or sell him? I mean, the report there says that he thought about the Saudi Arabia departure, but now he's thinking about staying in Europe. Serie A with Juventus should not be a complicated deal to knock out the park. And Granit Xhaka, he'll be leaving. He'll be leaving. I mean, if he stayed, I'll be very, very surprised. I'll be very, very surprised if Granit Xhaka stays. But this is Arsenal. With Arsenal, anything goes. Anything happens. Anything can happen. Right, the last news segment. I kind of had I forgotten about this player. I didn't forget about this player. I'll tell you what happened. I went to I can't actually say the shop name. To kind of transfer some documents and photos over onto my flash drive. The gentleman just happened to be an Arsenal fan. I was wearing my Arsenal top, and he said, "We're just talking about Arsenal." I said, "Oh, I've got my podcast." Gave him the name of the podcast, and he said that, you know, Mikel Arteta's done really good. I said, "Well, he has, but you know, the type of football that we play, we've got to win major honours." And he said to me, "Oh yeah, you know, we'll do that. That will come." And he said, well, Alex, you know, for me, it was a priority to get William Saliba to sign his contract extension. I was thinking, he hasn't signed a contract extension. And he said, actually, he has. I said, oh, right. William Saliba has not signed a contract extension just yet. He hasn't. So, it does say, this report, and this is coming out from the Sun newspaper, Arsenal set to seal new Saliba contract this week. This week. Arsenal expect to tie down William Saliba to a new contract as part of the quadruple boost this week. As we know, the French centre-back is set to sign, apparently, at the Emirates, a 4-year contract to keep Arsenal at least until 2027. Look out for new extensive updates on William Saliba and his contract extension. There's also some news about Reece Nelson. It could be that he's going to be offered a contract extension. How would you guys feel about that? Reece Nelson, man, you need to tie down that position in the first team. You can't be a bit part player. Bit part player. You've got to be going all guns in. I mean, you've been at Arsenal long enough to know better. So that is it. Yeah, bit part player. Can't be a bit part player, man. You've got to be the main man. Well, one of the main men. Yeah, no backups here. Fight for the first position. Yeah, don't just be happy to be at Arsenal. We don't want, and we can't afford to have any hangers-ons. Everyone has to fight for that one position there. All hands on the pump. Right, so I did ask a question. Who was the first £1 million England player? He didn't play for Arsenal. Didn't play for Arsenal. I shall reveal who was the first £1 million player, English player, British player, to sign for those 7 digits there. All right. So these are the new segments currently running on Canal 40 TV on this Monday. Yeah, 2 ins, 2 outs, and somewhere in the middle there's like some stuff. There's some stuff going on there. Okay. So I think I can go into a Twitter feed. Twitter feed. Can I go into Twitter feed? Oh, by the way, I've got my laptop back. I'm so happy to have my laptop back. I've been missing you, man. That laptop. Oh my goodness. All right, let's have a look. 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 Okay, all right. So it's John the Geezer Gunner who's actually retweeted that we are live on our Twitter. Tweet. And now I can go into the poll. So the poll question that we did on Sunday. Was it Sunday? Sunday. Looks good to me. No, it was Saturday. It was Saturday that we did the poll question. And the poll question was, it says, get a big lead up. Marks out of 10 for the transfer window so far. That's the latest poll question. We have received a whopping 917 votes, 4 comments and 24 likes. Kind of average figures there, but one is not going to complain. So your options were, I put these options in there. All right, marks out of 10, 7 out of 10, 6 out of 10, 5 out of 10, 4 out of 10, and 3 out of 10. Right. So while I'm going to do this, let me put up this gentleman's. Let me put these people's faces up. All right. So I wonder what you would vote for. What would you vote for? Let's have a look. So again, 7 out of 10, 6 out of 10, 5 out of 10, 4 out of 10, or 3 out of 10. We don't go high as 8s or 9s. Definitely not 10 out of 10. Arsenal will never get 10 out of 10, man. Much less 9 out of 10. So again, 917 votes. Let's quickly refresh the page to make sure we've got current figures here. Let's have a look. Right, so the page has been refreshed. They changed, one vote. Yeah, 917 votes now. There's still 4 comments and 25 likes. So again, marks out of 10 so far for this transfer window. So tied on 4% of the votes. 3 out of 10 and 4 out of 10 for the transfer window. You stingy lot. 8 out of 10, not 8 out of 10. 8% of the votes have gone for 5 out of 10 of the transfer window. Incremental. We've doubled your money. 16% say or voted for 6 out of 10. And 69%, oh, you horrible lot. 69% have voted for 7 out of 10. I can't go for that, man. For me, it's 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10. What are you lot thinking, man? What are you thinking? God damn it, mate. All right, so it leads me to go into the live chat for the first time on this show over here on Canon for the TV. And first up, we've got Mario. Mario, good afternoon to you. He says, good evening, Alex. How are you today? I am good, thank you very much. A little bit anxious. Anxious? Well, first and foremost, I couldn't wake up this morning. Actually, I had to drive the wife to work. So I was up like just after 5 a.m. 5 a.m. this morning. And I had a relatively good day at work. So thank you. How are you, my friend Mario? How are you? Then you say, we will look like we are getting rice, baby. What do you think now, Alex? Remember, you did say we weren't getting. I did say it. I said that at the beginning of the show. I said that. I did say that. And I didn't flip-flop. Did not flip-flop. Yeah? So if I say one thing, I will stick to it until something happens. I did say that. But actually, Mario, he's not signed a contract yet, has he? So until that point, he's not our player yet. They have agreed terms. He's still yet to do his medical because he's just come up from his holidays. So at this point, what's this? 23 minutes after the hour of 5 p.m. over here UK time, he has not signed a contract and he's not ours. But point taken. Point taken, Mario. I almost have to go and spoil it. It was Trevor Francis. And who did he sign for? Didn't realise he only stayed for Nottingham Forest. Was it for 2, maximum, maybe 3 seasons? Yeah, he only stayed there for a couple of seasons, I think. But you're right, Trevor Francis was the first £1 million. Who's this? Sorry. Yeah, was the first British £1 million player. Junior, good afternoon to you. Hi there, Alex. I'm glad to be here. So glad to see you 2 in, 2 out. What's next? I wonder, Trevor Francis. Yeah. Well, according, if you believe, and don't believe everything that you hear and read, even at least from Canon 40 TV, don't believe what we say. We do our own homework, our due diligence, but you two must go and do your homework. Go to your local newspaper shop and get your local paper, and then you can actually decide from there. Yeah, Arsenal need to get these deals done. Yeah, so I'm talking about Yudam Timber, Kai Havertz, yeah, Declan Rice. I would like to see 2 more players come in. Not this youngster, what's his name? Ardo Gula. Nah, a striker and what were the 2 players? Yes, a striker and maybe a midfielder. Maybe it could be those two positions: a striker and a midfielder. £1 million, yes, brother. What did I say? You're not a flip flop. No, I don't flip flop, man. I don't flip flop. I mean, you know, hell could be freezing over, or the sky could be falling in. I'll still be saying what I'm saying. I'm not going to flip flop. Flip flop, flip flop, flip flop, flip flop. The assembled is in the live. Afternoon, Alex. This Kai rumor wages is a tat worrying. I received a message from one of my consultants because I work through an agency. Whichever school I work through or work at, it's always been through an agency for the last 10 years. And my consultant happens to be an Arsenal fan. Daniel! I'm sure Daniel's watching. But he sent me a message this afternoon saying, oh, you know, thoughts on the transfers? And I said, well, I'll give it a 5 out of 10. He said, right, but Kai Havertz will be the sign of the century. I said, the sign of the century? With those stats of Kai Havertz, never scored more than 20 goals in 1 season, 3 years at Chelsea. Is he some kind of, I don't know, what's he going to do at Arsenal? What's he going to do? And the price as well that we paid, was it 69, 70 million pounds? Oh dear. Anyway. Even Gunners, the X-Man is staying. I did say that, didn't I? I did say that. I mean, the news report said something different. By Leverkusen. By Leverkusen. It could be staying. Get that statue up, Alex, outside your house, John. X-Man says he wants to stay. Have you heard anything? No. But it would not surprise me. And I want to say, has he said he wants to stay? I don't believe it's he saying that. I believe it's Mikel Arteta saying, I want you to stay. You've shown me what you can do, Granit Xhaka. You've shown us what you can do. When you concentrate and don't be silly, trying to tackle, get involved in ruckus, yeah, you've shown us and you've shown yourself what you can do. So I want you to stay. You can be 50 years old, Granit Xhaka, and I want you to stay. I'm not saying that. Mikel Arteta is saying that. I'm absolutely sure. So, again, never flip-flop. No. I've said from the beginning, Granit Xhaka is staying. There's not going to be any statue here, John Keezer. It's a very familiar situation, Partey and Rice. We add one to strengthen, then take one away to weaken again. So have we actually improved the squad? No, we haven't. That's what I said. I said that at the beginning of the show. I'm not Thomas Partey's biggest fan. I'm not his biggest fan. Where is he? I'm not his biggest fan. But if you can see the errors of Mikel Arteta's way. Overplaying him. He can't play for the whole season. Tell him to stop shooting and concentrate passing the ball, beating the press, and leave everything else to Rice baby. But you're right. One in, one out. It is as you are. As you were, lads. As you were. For me, it doesn't make any sense. Unless Thomas Partey has said, you know what, forget about this, I want out. I've had enough of Arsenal, I've had enough of playing all these games, I want out. But I don't think he said that. He's not said that, has he? I just don't get it, man. Just don't get it. Alex is ushering X-Man out of the back. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm just from what I've seen and how last year Granit Xhaka said that he was about to leave, or wanted to leave, and who convinced him to stay? It wasn't me. Was it you, John? It wasn't you. It was Mikel Arteta. And I said the same thing's going to happen this season. Mikel Arteta is going to convince him to stay because he's saying to him, you've shown yourself what you can do. Just stay out of trouble. You know, we almost won the league. Give me one more season. Again, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. Harris, I would sell Partey and try and get in João Paulina. No. Then that weakens my second favourite club, Fulham, innit? God. I tell you what, if Arsenal had a wider bandwidth, because I get the impression that they're so narrow in their vision, if they were looking at players like João Paulina at Fulham, would not cost anywhere near half of what I was about to say Pat Rice, Declan Rice, that we're paying for. But would I like to see him at Arsenal at the expense of Fulham? I'm not going to answer that. I'm not going to answer that. Partey needs to go now. Oh, wow. Really, John? Whoa. You surprised me. 2 in, 2 out doesn't make sense to me. Ace, good afternoon. Good afternoon. If Partey and Xhaka goes, we definitely need either Caicedo or Lavia to Mane. That's the player I've heard who might be closer to signing for Arsenal. Savic, not going to happen. 2 midfielders to replace. Or if we got midfielders and attackers, it will be out of the Joaquin Correa. I featured him like 3 seasons ago. Lautaro Martinez and Vlahovic. Oh my goodness. That's a lot of money there. That's a lot of money. I think all the players' agents are waiting to see what Rice will get paid. Then expect the same. Oh my goodness. Yes, Manuel, you're right. Trevor Francis. And there's been some videos I've been watching of late. Trevor Francis, man, he wasn't Cloughy's biggest fan, and actually vice versa as well. Ah, dear. I think he only stayed 2 seasons at Forest. Yeah, £1 million player. Yeah, Trevor Francis, a Birmingham to Forest by Brian Cloughy. Oh, Big Ed. Big Ed. Who was the Z-Man? The Z Man City £1 million player club after Trevor Francis? Good question. Good question. So, Trevor Francis of Birmingham not for us. Yes, you're right, Ace. You are right. Ace, what do you think about Amadou Onana from Everton? I think he's a better player than Lavia, in my honest opinion. I said talking about midfielders, I was asked that question. Well, what midfielder would you like? If you don't want Declan Rice, who? I said, and I couldn't remember his name. I was thinking, he plays for Everton. I would have Onana in a heartbeat. I would. Maybe in addition to, a Declan Rice, or in place of, for me, he would instantly upgrade the midfield. And I know he was compared to Patrick Vieira, a young Patrick Vieira, but they're two different players. Of course, different players, two different eras. But we need strong, tall, robust, young players. And he fits that profile there. But again, I just get the impression that if a player's not worth X amount of millions, we turn up our nose. Oh, that player's no good. He's no good. He's no good because only worth that amount of money. For me, Onana would fit right in the midfield there. But that's just me. I do like him. I do like him a lot. No. 7.8 out of 10. Why is that? 7.8. Francis then went on to Man City after a bad injury. Was it Man City? Okay. Yeah, but I think he only stayed, again, 2 seasons, I think, at Forest. Which is confirmed. Steve Daly, he was a £1 million flop. Ah, right, okay. All right, thank you for that. John the Geezer. Stephen Wilton or Kanu, who was the better player? Oh my goodness. Well, I'll say this because I know I did a player profile on Sylvain Wiltord like 2 years ago. Underrated, man. And you look at his stature, short, stocky player. I'll go for Sylvain Wiltord. I just loved him, man. You know, and you got to think who he had there. You know, he had the Bergkamps, Thierry Henry. I'll go for Sylvain Wiltord. Yeah, I think it's too easy to go for a Kanu, but I'll go for Sylvain Wiltord, man. At that point in the era, I think Wiltord was the best. There you go. There you go. Love Sylvain Wiltord. Arsenal are still in AM when not everyone else is. Oh God. Oh dear. Isn't there a part in that movie, Die Hard? Was it Die Hard? Is it the 5th movie? When the baddie says to John, not you, John, but Bruce Willis's character, you're like an analog cock in a digital age. I can't remember what was it. Was it Die Hard? Not Die Hard with a Vengeance, but it's the one where the guy. Oh, there's some very, very good, man. Very, very good. Hey, up, Cooners. Oh, behave yourself. Behave yourself. Have we sold Jesus yet? That's not going to happen. Not going to happen. Alex, what do you think about Tukulami rumours? Apparently, we are seriously about getting him. To me, he just seems like the next Benzema deal. That is what I've heard this afternoon, that we are closer to getting him. I think the figure was it £70 million? I probably need to check that out. But that's what I'm hearing, that we're close to getting him. And I've got to say, I've not seen too much of him. I have not seen too much of him. Excuse me. Actually, the hello act still waiting. What are you waiting for, bro? Are you waiting for a London bus? They ain't coming, man. They're not coming. They're not coming. You're better off walking, man. What are you waiting for? God damn. Even Ashley Jesus is still here. Oh, some sensibility. Abashi Chris says a 6 out of 10. Again, guys, let me know your marks at 10 so far for the transfer window to date. Tukulami, Caicedo, Savage, Latvia. Oops, sorry, I'm going to put it up on the screen, have I? Out of them in that order: Vlahovic, Lautaro Martinez, Joaquim Correa. Anyone of them in order, be happy with one midfielder and one attacker, but see Arteta right. I said that, didn't I? I said that the two would be one striker and one midfielder, but they don't listen to us, Ace, man. They don't listen to us. It was a 6 out of 10, but Rice still made me. But we have maybe one, 1 out of 10. God. And then Jorginho, Xhaka, Vieira needs to be sold. ESR, Kai Havertz, and Erdegaard are our present midfield options. If Partey leaves, that I can recall. But you're forgetting about Samuel Lokonga. He's another midfielder, isn't it? You forgot about Albert Samuel Lokonga. They assembled. Barreira, Locatelli are both decent too. Yes, they are. Big up, bro. I will go for De Jong. Oh, my goodness. Do you know how long I've been saying? I mean, what are they doing with Man United? What are they doing with him? Caicedo, Barreira, Savic, Amrabat, Garcia. List can go on and on and on to the break of dawn. Highbury, local badger. Good evening, fella. I hope you well. I hope you well, man. Oof, oh my goodness. I'll tell you what. This here would not, for me, would not. Well, again, depending on who's doing the negotiations, would not and should not cost more than £250 million. I don't want to bang on about, the Declan Rice deal there, but £105 million, negotiated properly, could get you two players. Two players. But that's a good lineup there, man. A really good lineup there. David! What's happening, brother? What's happening? Hi, Alexa. How are you? I'm good, thank you. Onana is a very good player. They don't listen to us, David. They don't listen to us. Bashi says, why no take off Enani and keep Xhaka and Partey? Well, haven't they recently given him a contract extension, Elneny? So Mohamed Elneny is not going anywhere too soon. Granit Xhaka, he wanted to leave last season. Remember that. He wanted to leave last season, but he was convinced to stay and give Arsenal and Mikel Arteta one more season. Partey, for me, it's a big question mark. Saudi Arabia, coming calling? No, he wants to stay and play in Europe. I meant left back, I think Arteta... no, I understood, Ace. I understood that. Yeah. Pre-season has started, Alex. Liverpool fans telling me, why is it too much money? Was too much money. But anyway, we're on the way to sign a record signing now in Declan Rice, and so be it. So be it. Any more comments before we wrap up this one? Let's have a look. Sorry, Alex, Sam Leconga, do you see a midfielder that will dominate games and that Zimi also? Well, they're saying, the midfielder with the Moses is Declan Rice. He's apparently the guy to dominate the midfield. That's the player right there. I think we need a backup left back if Tierney is going to Celtic. Yeah, but there's been talk about Tomiyasu having the capability of playing on the left side as well. That's if he wants to stay. That's if he wants to stay. I get the feeling that we've possibly come to an end on this one. I'm going to refresh the page and see where we are with the numbers on the latest poll question on the platform. And the question has been marks out of 10 for the transfer window to this point. And there's no 10 out of 10. There is no 9 out of 10. There's no 8 out of 10. The bidding starts at 7 out of 10. Goes right down to 3 out of 10. So, yeah. Don't even try it. Don't even try it. So, let's come review this for the last time. So, we've got 921 votes, 5 comments. So, I need to check out that comment there. And still stuck on 25 likes. Let's aim for 100 likes on this latest poll here. So, again, the question is, marks out of 10 so far for the transfer window. The bidding starts at 7 out of 10. We don't go above 7. No. Arsenal do not get an 8. That's right, I said it. Right, so still bid on 4% of the votes, 3 out of 10, and 4 out of 10. On 8% of the votes, it is 5 out of 10. That's what I would have gone for. That's the one I would have voted for. on 16% of the votes, it is 6 out of 10. And still out in front on 69% of the votes, it is 7 out of 10. I mean, I'm just wondering, if I put 11 out of 10, who would have voted for 11 out of 10? There's always somebody. There's always someone, isn't there? I guess I've got to read these last few comments before we wrap up this one. John says, do you get a prize for record signing? Nah. Bahreya Desan, bring them we definitely be a highly rated chance, Champions League and Premiership. But Ace, like I said, the guys who do the negotiations, the guys who do the scouting, their bandwidth is not that wide. They're quite narrow in their thinking and their thought processing and the kind of player that they've been told to look for. So Vlahovic, Bahreya, Amrabat, these players don't feature, and they will not feature because, for some reason, in the thought processing, if players are not worth a certain amount of money, our scouting, our thought process is not going to look for those kind of players. It's as simple as that. Simple as that. Bahreya. Arsenal have immediately added pressure on Rice by simply selling Partey. Do you know what? I didn't think of it that way. What I thought about the pressure, the price of his valuation. That is what I thought. £105 million. That will be the pressure on his shoulders. Not so much because Thomas Partey is going, but it's your opinion. It's your opinion, but I didn't see it quite that way. Pressure on his shoulders, man. A says 5 or 6 out of 10. I'm definitely going for a 5, man. Kroenke said he'd be excited. I guarantee you all Arsenal fans want Mbappe. Give us Mbappe. We demand. We demand it. We want Mbappe. We demand Mbappe. We demand it and we want him. They don't listen to us, man. They don't listen to us. I would keep Tierney, and so would I, but it's dependent on the player. Does he want to stay at Arsenal? Behave yourself, John. Ace says 5 go down if players go, and not good enough replacements. Oh my goodness. Agreed 100%. Arsenal never do it the right way. And Emerson says, Emerson, I hope you're not typing from the beaches of Barbados, man. Need to bring in James on the one the kid from Turkey. Oh, okay, all right. I believe now we have finished. We have finished. Always end on a high, Granit Xhaka. End it on a high. Don't end it when you're somewhere down here, man. Yeah? When you're telling everyone to, and end the career on a high. And I'm not saying to, yeah. You do what you're going to do anyway. But it just might be that Mikel Arteta is saying, Granit Xhaka, give me one more season. Give me one more year. And then you can go to Bayer Leverkusen. Tell that to your missus. It might just be that. We don't know, do we? We just don't know. And also we hear that Arsenal are coming a little bit closer to signing, actually giving a contract extension to William Saliba. I guess sometime this week we'll be talking about the Rolls Royce of a centre-back in William Saliba. Yeah. And Declan Rice, returning from his holidays early to get the medical done and then literally sign away his life. No, not sign away his life, I mean sign the contract. Sign the contract. Dear me. What can you say, man? What can you say? And we're still waiting on the arrival of Jurgen Timber. Timber, run! Anyhow, one more comment and then we are out. Oops, have I read this one already? We know the pressure is on Rice by the price tag, but not having a great record of helping high-priced players. I was going to say, Arteta doesn't have a problem with French players. He has a problem controlling and managing certain attitudes. And if you've probably heard the news, yeah, Nico Pepe spoke about what made him frustrated with Mikel Arteta. What made him frustrated was seeing Willian arrive from Chelsea. Even though Mikel Arteta said, you know what, Pepe, I have so much faith in you. You are our guy. You are the #1 player. And what happened? Willian got to play games. And that made Nico Pepe not happy. That made him not happy. Anyhow, people, I is going to make a dash for it. I don't want to, but I've got to. And you have been absolutely brilliant and wonderful. Fantastic. Supportive. Yeah. Thank you. Got to show gratitude. Have to show gratitude. I will be back tomorrow, not later on this evening, because I'm going to enjoy the evening with my wife. I might do some gardening as well. But thank you so very much for supporting the channel, as if we were some legends. We're not legends over here. We're just normal people who have segments. Podcasting is not the be-all and end-all, at least for me, because I have my job, I have other interests as well. But to you, I just put out a little notification, did some artwork, and lo and behold, I've got like over 50 people. You are watching me. You're one of the 50 people. So thank you so very much for that. Just click the like button. That's all you have to do. You do not have to subscribe. I kid you not. Don't subscribe. Just click the like button. And I'm not even going to ask for money. I'm not even going to ask for money. For us, by you being here and coming in a live chat, that is good enough for us. 2 in, 2 out, we are the same. Oh God, couldn't have made it up. Couldn't have made it up. But just remember that this has been Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world.